Although during the lifetime of Prophet Messiah, we know that there are some converts from Afghanistan, and some of his outstanding followers were martyred. As a result, Prophet Messiah said they brought a curse onto the land of Afghanistan. So may I know if the recent crisis of earthquake, a political problem facing them, is direct result of these prayers?
You see, the problem is not directly, it is in a way directly related to that martyrdom of Hazrat Sayyid Abdul Latif Shah Sahib, but it is not only related to that. The problem existed much before the martyrdom of Hazrat Sayyid Abdul Latif Sahib. There was a duality in the character of the Afghan people, which was initially responsible for that martyrdom, and that inconsistency in their character still continues to be there and operative. That was the cause of the curse. It's a difficult question you have raised, in the sense that I have to explain the whole thing clearly and leaving no ambiguity. The Afghan people, being very staunch Muslims, at the same time have completely un-Islamic values and completely un-Islamic trends. For instance, look at Taliban, what they are doing in the name of Islam to humanity, what they are doing to the human values in the name of Islam, which stands as a protector of human values. This is the dilemma which you must understand. It runs deep in their blood, that they consider themselves to be a model in Islam. But when you begin to analyze their attitude within Islam, they stand as a model of inconsistency. They believe Islam and they reject Islam. Whatever suits their purposes, they adopt it. They should have known well that Islam is contradicted by that behavior. So today you can understand it with reference to the present political situation there. What is happening in Islam to women, for instance? What has happened to Islam when, in light of their treatment of women in that country? What is happening to Islam in the light of their treatment of other common people? They are brutally murdered by ignoring certain life pattern which is not essentially Islamic, which is only an Afghan pattern of life, and they attribute it to Islam, and yet they may contain inimical values to Islam, against Islam, in their behavior. If it suits the Taliban. It is this inconsistency which brought about all the curse which you're talking about. They knew Hazrat Sahibzada Abdul Latif to be a most pious and most learned person, but he did not follow the Afghan values which were contradicted by the Quran and Hadith. So it was the Afghan values which had the upper hand on the mind of political government, the then political government of Kabul. They said, if we do not protect these Afghan traditions, the very power we hold will be challenged, and we will lose control of things here in the city and elsewhere in Afghanistan. So they were in effect opposing the very values they apparently protected. Because all the cruelty committed against Sahibzada Abdul Latif Shaheed was in the name of a sort of Islam which they believed to be Islam, which contradicted the fundamental Islamic values of fair treatment to all humans, of justice and absolute justice for that matter, of being kind to the creation of God, and so on and so forth. This is the dilemma which brought about the first curse, and because they have not changed their ways since, that curse continues. Otherwise, if I take your question at its face value, it will seem very odd and unfair of God to have continued to punish a people and the whole people for the murder of one person. The murder of one person was committed in this background which I have explained. And as long as the background does not change, the punishment will continue. See?